Hello and welcome to our channel, MarshStream, your public performance broadcast platform. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can also donate to our tip jar and support the arts and artists of MarshStream by clicking the link below in the description. Check out our website, themarsh.org, for all upcoming live performances. Now, enjoy the show.
Hi, and welcome to the Marsh, which of course means in this day and age, welcome to my living room and welcome to the homes of the performers you're going to see here tonight. I wanted to mention that we're going to leave a couple mics unmuted tonight so that the performers have the benefit of some auditory response from the audience. Most of you will not be unmuted, so feel free to put your responses, show your appreciation in the chat. This is all new work tonight, so that's a little bit of a miracle. And I just want to sort of acknowledge that and celebrate the existence of art that did not exist 3 months ago. Without further ado then, I'd like to introduce our first performer of the night. Please welcome Frank Ingrasciotta.
I see your puzzled faces out there, so I'll repeat my question. Why do we share our stories, and why is it important to share yours? Are they breathing? My name again, Frank. I'm a writer, solo performer, stage director. Yeah, I teach writing, but this is my first time teaching memoir writing to mature adults. We'll be writing stories from our life experiences, ending in a performance you'll share for your fellow residents and families. So I'll repeat my question. Why do we share our stories, and why is it important to share yours? What story is he asking us to share? What is he doing? Oh, hi, Bob. Hi, Frank. I'm Bob. That woman who just spoke to you, her name is Blossom, but I call her Star because she's always clutching her Star of David necklace. Mind you, I wouldn't call her that to her face, but when I first got here, I couldn't remember anyone's name. This place is like a roach motel. Residents check in, but they don't check out, if you know what I mean. So I figured if I connected their name to one of their outstanding quirks, I'll remember it. Try it. It works. Blossom is an elegantly dressed woman, perhaps in her 90s. Her dyed jet black hair frames her porcelain skin, still holding the beauty of her prime. Blossom, we'll be sharing stories from our life experiences. When did you move in? Do I look that old? Blossom, no, I'm not a resident. Just let me say that we'll be writing stories from our life experiences, I'm not a resident, but your activities coordinator invited me to teach a 6-week memoir writing workshop entitled Senior Moments. Yeah, Frank, Bob again. We've been waiting for you since 9:30. Oh, excuse me, Bob, wasn't this workshop supposed to start at 10? We've been waiting for you since 9:30. Just pulling your leg, Frank. It starts at 10. Oh, what else do I have to do in this place but wait? If I were to describe Bob's quirk, below his neck is the body of Fred Flintstone with the laugh of Barney Rubble. The skin roll behind his neck makes him look like his shirt swallowed him alive. Very funny, Bob. Okay. Well, being you're waiting and everyone is here, how about if we begin with sharing stories about our work life? Yes, so Frank, what's your story? And why is it important to share yours? My story? Have you ever worked on something where you tapped into the highest expression of yourself? When you're so in flow, time stops. When an audience's embrace says, what you created matters. I realized my dream when my autobiographical solo show opened in a beautiful off-Broadway theater. Word of mouth was spreading from a glowing New York Times review. Then the fucking 2009 financial crisis hit. Investors panicked, pulled out. It shuttered. Frank, you say you're a solo performer. Give us a performance. So it's come to this. Performing off-Broadway to performing in a rundown senior living rec room to an audience of fossilized faces. Oh well. To allow you to get to know me better, I'll perform an excerpt from a new solo show I'm writing about my experiences starting out as an actor. During my younger years, in the 1980s, I needed a survival job to pay for my acting classes. Oh, Frank, this is hilarious. I love it. Bob, I haven't even started yet. Oh, sorry. You may proceed. Well, thank you. Before cell phones existed, I am hired as a telephone operator for a theatrical answering service called the Green Room. Although I'm only an operator, I'm playing a very important role in show business. Ted Danson? Oh, Ted, yes. Oh, your agent called. Ted, congratulations. You booked the role of Sam on the sitcom Cheers. Al Pacino? Al, how's it going? Yeah, Al and I, we're like this. Oh, yeah. Your call is 6 a.m. to film Scarface. Madonna? Oh, Madonna, your 2 p.m. modeling appointment is confirmed. Oh, and it's the nude modeling appointment. That's for another story. Anyway, what does he think he's doing? Does he think he's in Radio City Music Hall? No, Blossom. This performance is for you. The Green Room is a 24-hour service operating from a ground floor apartment in a seedy area of Manhattan. All business by day, but I needed my days free to attend my acting classes. So I'm assigned the graveyard shift alone, where the mood shifts into sleazier interchanges. Greeting me from a window are the cartoonish eyes of camped out homeless people. And now those cartoonish eyes are being mirrored back to me by my participants. Frank, you're losing them. Quick, do something. Oh, so did I mention a famous porn star who was a client on the answering service? Their eyes bounce back to life. Where is he going with all of this? Blossom, you'll understand when I'm done. Green Room, Frank speaking. Bonsoir, Frank, it's PJ Lunch. PJ's voice sounds like someone is constantly tickling her behind. After our many phone exchanges, she realizes my young, awkward Catholic innocence. Frankie, I'm studying French at NYU to better myself. I just took my final exam, and guess what? I failed. So after class, I had sex with my French professor, and guess what? He gave me an A. I'm so proud of how hard I worked for my grade. Yes, PJ. There's a message from your film company. Be on set 6 a.m. to shoot a sunrise scene from the film Breast Side Story. Oh, sorry, that must be a typo. Maybe another operator misspelled it. Perhaps it's West Side Story? No! woo, right the first time. Best side story. Frankie, you're so cute. Maybe one day I'll eat you alive. Can you give me a 4 a.m. wake up call? Chat with you in a few. Oh, let me remember how to say this in French. Whore, reservoir, and bone newt. Oh, it's time to call PJ. No answer. Oh no. Oh well. Green room. Frank speaking. You fuck! What? You fuck! Fuck! You never called me. It's 8 a.m. PJ, I rang you forever. You never answered. Oh fuck! I missed my call. They fired me. You fuck! Oh, I'm so fucked up. Can you help me? What? Can you help me? PJ, I'm only PJ, no one can help you until you help yourself. Ta-da! The end. So that was my story. You'll be writing your stories about your work life. So I'll ask the question again. Why do we share our stories? And why is it important to share yours? So you want us to write about filthy ladies who make dirty movies? No, Blossom, I shared my story to make a point about Frank, Bob again, Frank Sid. Sid has something to say. I call Sid the frightened gazelle because he looks like his nerves ate him for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sid is a feeble man whose clothes are crying on his body. Every meal he's eaten has become artwork on his sweatsuit. Before my eyes, he flashes a dry erase board for me to read. I can't talk dirty in front of people because a stroke robbed my voice. Oh, Sid, I don't want you to talk dirty. That was my story. You'll be telling your story. Yes, Bob. Oh, I have to say that writing stories isn't really my thing, but I can tell a few blue jokes I learned from my World War II buddies. No, Bob, I shared my story because stories connect us to the human experience. Hi, Hank. I'm Zena. I have human experience. Zena clutches her purse as if it were an extra body organ as she slathers the reddest red lipstick over her lip line. A beehive of snowy hair rests on her rouge waffle skin. She looks like the image of Mr. Softy on the ice cream truck. Hank, you wear a cute face, just like my son. My purse, my purse. Hank stole my purse. Zena, you're holding it. I lost my brain. Maybe one day you'll help me to find it. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Doesn't Hank have a cute face? Zena, my name is Frank, not Hank. Blossom, we're not writing about filthy mouth ladies. Sid, we're not talking dirty. And Bob, we're not telling blue jokes. How can I say this again? I shared my story because stories give us a sense of belonging. Can someone share a story about a job you worked? Oh, come on. You're a group of mature adults with over 300 years of life experience between you. Blossom? You want me to share a story with these crooked feet? Blossom, just try. I promise you won't die. I just might. I'm 99.
Oh.
Well, I have to say, you look amazing. You know, you can't live 99 years without a story to tell. All right. You want a story? I'll give you a story. Okay. Old me is going to tell a story to young me. Young me, I have something to say to you. What is it, old me? don't end up decrepit in a depressing place like this. End of story. Is this the day we go to Atlantic City? Ladies and gentlemen, lunch is being served in the cafeteria. A barrage of colliding walkers come towards me like the chariot race from the movie Her, all jockeying to be first on line in the dining room. Wait, everybody, but I'm not. What in the name of God's waiting room to heaven was that? What is that race to wait about? Will you be fed any faster? I was racing towards something, and now I wait. My show closed so abruptly, I had to find ways to keep my income flowing. While working the senior center, a friend recommends me for a theater directing position at an affluent private high school. You know, actually, I'm excited at the prospect of working with youth. Oh, hi! Welcome to our wacky world of theater. I'm Peter Pippin. Recalling Elder Bob's name for Peter Pippin is a stocky in your face kind of guy with a pronounced unibrow. His veneered smile blinds me. Frank, my theater program top notch above all other high schools. Why? Because I deliver Broadway caliber productions. Oh, well, that's great because, you know, I have, and my funding, I get zero from the school. My remedy, charge the parents a fee. Then I double cast every role. My budgets are $120,000 per show. Wow. $120,000 budget for a high school show? With that money, I can, and we don't say high school here. We say Broadway caliber. Our play this season is the Broadway hit Noise Is Off. You direct 2 casts at once, one with the high school seniors, the other with the younger students. That director of mine quit on me right after the show was cast. Oh, the show's already cast? So, tell me what, and our talented twin sisters, Whitney and Brittany, already have acting credits. The kids are to be treated like professionals. It's all about the kids. And Blaine, a stellar performer. And I'm grooming Xander, he's green, but he'll shine by opening night. Are you familiar with the play Noise Is Off? I can speak? Okay. Yes, it's a fast-paced comedy, a play within a play. Won't it be challenging directing 2 shows at once? I mean, double cast of actors playing actors on stage with one set of names, and those actors on stage portraying other actors in a play with different names. I'm confused just saying it. That's how we work here. You want the gig or not? Well, with my senior moments class in the morning and this gig in the evening, I'll have the stability to write my new solo show. Plus, working with a Broadway caliber cast and a $120,000 budget, I could build a set the size of Phantom of the Opera. I'll do it. Good evening, cast, and welcome to our first Noise Is Off rehearsal. I'm excited to be your new director. Please call me Mr. Frank. Pippin raved about this program and your talent. So, Noise Is Off revolves around a play about actors upstaging one another while undermining the director. The piece is performed in the style of farce. Can someone tell me what is farce? Look down, don't look them in the eye. Is someone singing? Frank, you're in theater and you don't know what farce is? Says Blaine, a chisel-faced older teen, fashionably dressed in head-to-toe theater actor black. He holds his left arm as if it's broken. Blaine, is your arm okay? It's the skull of Hamlet. Blaine, you've been reliving that scene since you played Hamlet last year. Says Brittany, another cast member. Brittany is a poised, attractive, blue-eyed redhead who is continually taking selfies. I'm sure you know who I am. No, who are you? You don't recognize me? I was in the movie Juno. Oh, I saw the movie. What role did you play? The daughter of a passerby in a street scene. I'm Whitney. Brittany is my twin sister. I was part of the children's ensemble in the revival of the Broadway musical Gypsy. I'm sure you remember me. Sorry, but no? What's with this guy? We already know what farce is. Whitney, Brittany, I can't tell the difference. Crying at all is not allowed, not in my castle on a cloud. Frank, did you know I can cry on cue? Well, good for you, Blaine, and Whitney, happy for your movie role, and Brittany, congrats on your Broadway play. Frank, my sister Brittany is the movie actress. I'm Whitney, the Broadway actress. My apologies, everyone. Please call me Mr. Frank. You may know what farce is, but some of our younger cast members may not. Welcome, Mr. Frank. Is someone speaking? Mr. Frank, I'd like to know what farce is. Blaine and the Itney twins aim their rolling eyes towards Xander, an awkward teen who looks like he still needs to complete 4th grade. Well, thank you, Xander. A farce is a play that has Xander. Don't you remember Miss Sally already taught us this? Miss Sally? Oh, yes, Brittany? Whitney. That's Brittany. Remember? You, Frank, are replacing her. Oh, how I miss how Circle shares so much. Circle shares? Drink with me, 2 days gone by. Oh, that's when Miss Sally would lock the theater doors, sit us in a circle on stage, and make us share our most painful life memories. Explain, please. Empty chairs and empty tables. During last year's production of Les Miserables, I played Javert. I was off stage preparing for my most dramatic scene, but I was emotionally dry. Miss Sally suddenly grabbed me from behind and whispered, "Recall the time in our circle when you shared your brother dying of a drug overdose." Then she pushed me out onto the stage. My life experience sparked a sense memory, stimulating waterfalls of tears through my entire scene. Little Prancer, you played that scene with me. I made you look so good. Now, who's Little Prancer? Frank, we call Xander Little Prancer because he's our resident dancer. He can't act, so Miss Sally always had me play opposite him to make him look good. How the audience loved me in Les Miserables. But it wasn't me. It was all Miss Sally. I couldn't love anyone more than her. No one ever understood us the way she did. Okay, Whitney, now you're making me cry. I love her more than I love my mother. Everything I am is her. Yeah, Miss Sally turned us into a bunch of Robert De Niro's and Meryl Streeps. Right. You're gonna make us do that, right? Wow. That's how Sally taught you the craft of acting? Oh, Frank, you must refer to her as Miss Sally. She slept a summer by my side. She filled my days with endless wonder. Oh, Blaine, Whitney, she took my childhood in her stride. Oh, Blaine, Brittany, but she was gone when autumn came. Is this for real? Or am I dreaming a dream? It sounds like Miss Sally was conducting therapy rather than what, Frank? It's Mr. Frank. Let's get back to the meaning of farce. Hey guys, my mom just texted me. She left me birthday cake in the cafeteria. Come grab a slice and sing "Happy Birthday to me." Wait, Blaine, Whitney, Brittany, Xander, everyone, I'm not. Aren't you going to invite me? Well, That was a farce. I'm teaching memoir writing to adult seniors by day and directing high school seniors by night. I guess that must make me the tween.
Yay! Yay!
Thank you.
Yay.
So, here I am in college, living at my parents', jobless. As an excuse to get out of their house, I start to study at the city library. I roam the stacks for hours, sometimes studying, but mostly looking for biographies on great actresses. I don't really check anything out, I just use it as my own private library. So I got a job there. Hiding in the stacks all day, shelving books, organizing in Dewey Decimal order. I take special ownership of the 921s, biographies. It's heaven. I love the feeling of getting a section completely in order and then watching someone effortlessly reach for the book they're looking for on their hero. And as long as you make a bit of an effort, there's no oversight. There's no assistant manager at the end of the aisle reminding you that K comes before L. And no one cares if a shelver pulls up one of those little rolly chairs and has a bit of a read. It's kind of expected, actually. Honestly, it was the best job I've ever had. My first week, and I am sitting on that little stool, deeply engrossed in a book on the Louise Brooks scandal, when a man reaching for a biography on Louis Braille trips over me on my stool. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there. He didn't see me there. He didn't see me there. I get a small thrill when I realize that with the small shift of my body, if I'd just been a smidge more aware, I could have escaped him altogether. Is it possible for me to shelve my books with no one seeing me? I start an experiment. Some days, I look men in the eye and I smile. Other days, I keep my head down and I make no eye contact. Some days, I wear something buttoned up. Other days, a little more revealing. Hair up, hair down, and I even try out these little experiments in different sections of the library. Am I more unseen in the 339s, macroeconomics, than I am in the 636s, animal husbandry? The data is slim, but there is enough to confirm my suspicion. With the slightest turn, the slightest arm shift, a small step back, I can disappear. I am now positive that somewhere within me is the power to become invisible. And if there's somewhere inside of me the power to become invisible, it stands to reason that somewhere inside of me is the power to be visible. I don't believe our conservatory offers exactly what you're looking for. It's my senior year in college, and I am sitting in the office of the head of our theater department. What? Our focus is the classics, technique, rigorous training. And what makes you think I'm not interested in that? Is what I should have said. But I am a nice girl from the Midwest, so instead I said, oh, well, how do you suggest I become a serious actress? I'd really like to get my MFA. Oh, I think that you would be best served going to Second City and getting some improv training. Oh, you. Is again what I should have said. Instead, I said, but I want to be a serious actress, not a comedian. Well, to be honest, you are not going to get cast until you're in your 40s. Your type is more character and less leading lady, so you have the luxury of taking all the time you need in your training. Because I am a normal-sized woman, you are saying that I can only play character and old lady roles? I don't get to be a leading lady or an ingenue because I'm not a size 2, is again what I should have said. Instead, I say, thank you very much for your time. And me and my very voluptuous body leave his office and move to Chicago. I'm sitting on the train. I am working in a theater and I am on my way to work. Not as an actress, in the office. But I don't have to worry about crowded trains because we don't have to show up until 10 a.m. It is a bright, sunny summer morning, and I am dreamily gazing out the window, fantasizing about my big break. There are about 20 stops between my apartment and the theater, and once we cross the river, I know it's time to get out, shake my daydreams off, and get off the train. I look around and notice that all the late morning commuters have left the train already. Oh no, wait, not everyone. There's one guy at the other end of the train. I think he might be staring at me, but I don't want to look to make sure. I am wearing a zip-up shirt with a tiny solitaire diamond necklace that my fiancé has given me. I play with that necklace all the time, and this moment is no different. I look down to the street where all the other office workers are busily running to their offices, and I will be joining them soon. He's still looking at me. The train comes to a stop. I jump off, get off the train, go through the turnstiles at the exit, and run down the stairs, contemplating getting a muffin before going to the office. But before I can decide, a hand reaches over and reaches into my shirt. The hand is holding some sort of cloth and is rubbing it on my chest. I will later look down and realize that it's some lady's dirty slip that's been in the gutter of Wabash Avenue. The hand belongs to the guy on the train. He rips my shirt, shoves the cloth into my bra, and runs to the subway. Ah! A woman stops to help. A man calls a cop. Another man chases him down the subway, but loses him. The cop says, "Well, did he take anything?" I still have my purse and my necklace. No, I don't think he took anything. Can you give me a description of the guy? I don't know. Maybe homeless? Do you want to report this? I don't know. The cop looks pissed at me. Well, if you can't give me more of a description, we're probably not going to catch him if all you can tell me is that he looks homeless. By now, the woman and the man and the other man have continued on their way to work. It's just me and the cop. I don't know what I should do. Listen, honey, why don't you go home, take the day off work, think about what you want to do. Okay, thanks. And the cop walks away. And there I am on a bright, sunny summer morning, alone. I don't go home because honestly, getting on a train is the last thing I want to do. So instead, I walk to my office and I am cared for by my office workers, which is very comforting. They get me a t-shirt from the gift shop and my boss lets me use her phone in case there's anyone you want to call. My fiance is in class, so I call my mom. Mom, I think I was just mugged. Mugged? What happened? I tell her some of the details and I start to cry a little bit. Well, are you okay now? I think so. Well, I'll see you next weekend at the bridal shower. Click. So, now I am living many miles away from my parents and married to my Prince Charming. So I decide it's time to start living happily ever after. I do a bunch of improv training, so kindly suggested by good old what's-his-name. And I study at a real acting studio, and I learn real acting technique, and I pay my dues, cleaning bathrooms for the chance to play Spear Carrier number 3, or thousands of auditions, no budget shows after no budget shows. But eventually, I work my way into a career. I am seen. I am an actress. Can we have a suggestion for a location? I'm with my improv group doing a midnight show in the back of Sheffield's bar. Show us your tits! Some things never change. Drunk boys have been saying things like this to me for years. But this time, instead of getting angry or ashamed, I do a little striptease. La 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 la. Ow! Na 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 na. Ow! Na 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 na. And then I lift my shirt to expose the t-shirt with the word "suck my dick" printed on it. The crowd laughs, the drunk boy shuts up, and the show goes on. There are about 50 people jammed into the back of this bar, and about 6 of us are jammed onto the stage with about 2 lights being run by Rob, the old hippie. The location suggestion is outer space, and we're off. Scenes about zero gravity bathrooms and meeting aliens. Clever little riff on 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's a fun night. The audience is eating it up and we are flowing. Yes, the laughter is being massaged by the beer, but it's genuine and we really are funny. We usually do 30 minutes and we're starting to weave connections and themes, knowing that we're moving into the third and final beat. And I find myself standing alone. My fellow players are taking a breath before joining me in the scene that I'm supposed to start. But instead of starting a scene, I start a monologue. Not unheard of, but a little risky this close to the end of the show. I become a mother talking about her daughter and how much she loves her. And the monologue is how much I want her to be a wife and a mother and a teacher. You know, something appropriate for a girl. I don't remember the jokes, but people were giggling. It felt good. I was completely aware of everything and everyone around me. I was open to 360 degrees. There were 11,000 applicants. 11,000, and they chose her. I was so proud. Not only is she a wife and a mother and a social studies teacher, but now she's going to be the first civilian to go to outer space. As the monologue goes on, the 5 other members of the group are miming putting on their spacesuits and climbing into the Challenger. And Rob in the back grabs the gob mic and starts a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2. The bar is completely silent. And then Rob brings up the stage lights and the house lights both at the same time. And we all just sort of stare at each other. Drunk Cub fans stunned silent. Lincoln Park Trixie's openly weeping. And Rob is standing at the back with this huge grin on his face. And the audience erupts in applause. And we stand there and we cheer them and we thank them for coming. And all of us in that room, all of us recognize that we just shared something incredibly special. We were able to, all of us were able to unzip and open ourselves and be seen. Really seen. Yeah, the show was called Comedy at Midnight with 2-for-1 draft beers, but for me, we were in communion. We were there to witness each other. And for me, that's where God lives. True power. Holy. Some people are called to the church, and some people are called to motherhood. I was called to the theater. How else can you explain why a woman who has the ability to become invisible with the tilt of her body would choose to be so very visible?
Yay.
Thanks, everyone.
Yay. Yay.
We are a transportation family, planes, trains, and automobiles. In fact, Mom and Dad meet while working for the airlines at the dawn of the jet age. Car number one. The family car at the time of our birth is an off-white station wagon. I say our birth because popping out of the maternal chute is not a solo adventure. I was accompanied by one of my 3 brothers, the one we shall call Twinsy, AKA Jimmer. Back to the station wagon at hand. I can't tell you the exact make and model, but I'm hoping that it is a Ford Country Squire LT, because that's the same one the Brady Bunch has. Everything about our car is vanilla, except for my earliest recorded memory of separation anxiety, of being disquieted at age 2 when dropping off our very pregnant mother at her OBGYN appointment. Bill, why don't you just pull right up here and I'll jump right out and I should be done in about an hour. Oh, and here's the diaper bag. There's a couple extras in there if you need them. Well, sacre blue, Norma. All righty. I took it away happy hour with Daddy and the kitties. Right, kitties? And I don't think I'll be needing a diaper bag or fiddling with those, but okay. Okay, true. Be good for Daddy. Toodle-doo. Mom disappears behind the pebbled glass door of the mid-century doctor's office, a sense of dread rising within me. No, Mama. The cherub in her belly is our soon-to-be-born baby brother, Brian, the only towhead in the family. And when Brian is born, Mom is in a hospital room in a gambling town in the Silver State. And meanwhile, Dad is passed out drunk in a car in San Francisco on one of his business trips. Unreachable. Even today, buried in an old steamer trunk in Mom's house is a snapshot of Brian, age 18 months or less, standing on the very front seat of this station wagon, flashing his tri-toothed smile, a tuft of blonde curly hair, and his chubby, angelic hands clutching the steering wheel. Go bye-bye, da-da. Oh, what a look. Even at his tender young age, he instinctively knows how to grab the wheel of life. And today, he is the head honcho of the massive high-speed rail construction project in California. Car number 2, our second station wagon, is a gorgeous, glorious turquoise Caribbean blue. It's a 1968 Ford Country sedan with white vinyl interior. What, pray tell, were auto designers of the late 60s thinking by having white as an auto interior option in a family car? Mom and Dad always buy used cars, which is economically the wiser choice, but not very sexy compared to the Benoits, our next of kin. Aunt Sheila and Uncle Roland, they always get gleaming new cars. Not fancy ones, mind you, but always brand spanking new. A Pontiac Le Mans this year, a Mercury Monarch the next, a Plymouth Voyager after that. I look at the Benoits, I compare and despair, and I think of them as the haves and us as the have-nots. We don't name our cars, even though this particular one has the longest tenure and is perhaps the sturdiest member of our family, the vehicle that launches us into the stream of daily life. Boys, get up. What are you doing? You're late. Come on. Breakfast is on the table. Hop to it. I'm going to throttle you if you don't get a move on. From the moment we wake up, we're told we're already late. And in this family, being late is always someone else's fault. Norma, do these socks match? For fuck's sakes. God damn it, I'm so fucking colorblind. I can't tell if these socks match. Norma, where are my matching dress socks? I'm late for work. We are late for a great many things, except air travel. We are never late for air travel. We arrived at the airport super duper early. The 4 of us kids, scrubbed and unstained and dressed in our Sunday best. Fellas, I want you to stick together. Stay right here. Don't go wandering off out of the gate area. And yeah, just sit quiet and wait for them to call our name. Because we're airline people, we fly standby. And that means that we wait for any open seats, available seats at the end, which means we wait for someone to call our name. When we get on board the aircraft, we become a newly reinvented family. Boys, I want you to remember to say yes, please, and no thank you to the crew. You got that? Just before landing, the stewardess appears in the aisle at our seat row with a bottle of wine and a bouquet of flowers. Mrs. Kelly, these are for having 4 of the best behaved children in our friendly skies. Post-vacation and back on terra non firma, we default to our usual ways, Mom and Dad being our daily drill sergeants. Boys, what is wrong with you? What is it about this family that you can't get a move on? Stop dilly-dallying, you're late, and you're making me late for work. Boys, grab your lunch bill. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Another result of being airline people is that we're not really much of a road trip kind of family. We make the occasional outing to Sonoma County to visit our cousins. We go to Disneyland once and maybe make an annual weekend trip to Grandma's house in Reno. Our brother Billy, he's the ringleader. Our older brother is the ringleader of all the car games we're going to play, such as counting, the colors of a car. Whoever counts the most red ones first wins. Or, I know, next game, counting cows. Ready? We'll play in teams. Me and Brian over here, you two over there. Whoever counts the most cows by the time we get to Grandma's house wins. For their competitive brotherly juices flowing, we get started. Oh, there's one. There's two. There's three. Oh, we got one. We got two. That's not a cow. That's a goat. Oh, yeah. I defy the rules of the game and I secretly count horses. And our short attention spans sputter out after a few miles or so. Roll down the window. Roll up the window. Don't touch me. Stop. This is my space. Ew, Brian, don't pick your nose. Mom, Billy won't roll down the window. Stop pushing me. Mom, Bill just burped in my face and Jim keeps poking me. Stop tattling on your brothers. I didn't raise tattletales, and stop whining like that. You're not a girl. She got that part wrong. Ew. Why are you wearing those shoes? They make you look pigeon-toed. Well, you are pigeon-toed, I say to my twinsy, who does have to wear corrective shoes for a split second of our youth. Simmer down back there and keep your hands to yourself. Stop nitpicking at each other and start acting like children that deserve to go to the Dairy Queen. The Dairy Queen, to this day, there is not a single brick and mortar Dairy Queen in San Francisco, but there is one in Reno, and we always get to stop at the Dairy Queen in Reno. I'm gonna get a chocolate dip cone. Not me. I'm getting an Oreo Blizzard. I'm gonna get the peanut butter parfait. I personally fantasize about the banana split. The Dairy Queen. Oh, just those two words are enough to keep us self-regulated for the next 10 miles or so. By the time we finally reach Reno, we're vague and we forget the count of the cow game. And we just sort of make it up and argue about who actually wins. Dad is always the designated driver, even while under the influence. And Mom rides shotgun in the front passenger seat. The four of us kids ride in the back seat or the well of the station wagon that we call the way back. Dad drives like this. Left hand on the steering wheel, his right hand across the entire length, the top of the front seat. Whenever we get lost in this pre-GPS era, there's an inevitable uproar. For Christ's sake, Bill, where are you going? Why don't you just pull over at a gas station and I'll ask someone? Well, son of a bitch, Norma, for fuck's sakes, why don't you grab a map out of the glove box and tell me where the fuck we are? Bill, where are you going? Why are you going this way? The map says it's back there. Tensions in the front seat always translate to tensions in the back seat. Mom, Dad, Jimmer stabbed Brian in the back with a pencil. Go damn son of a bitch, knock it off. I'm gonna bat you one in just about a minute if you don't simmer down. His backhand never quite totally reaches us, but we feel the menacing blows of his threat couched between his cuss words. Poor Mom. She's always trying to steer our family onto the correct highways and byways of the Golden State, while buried under the multifolds of a AAA map, seeking the directions to the somewhere of our inevitable lateness. She gets it from all sides. The four of us antagonize each other, and my dad barking orders because of his poor planning and poor sense of direction. Besides being late, another one of our family fun favorite pastimes is going to the drive-in movies over near the Cow Palace. On a Friday night or Saturday, Mom pops enough popcorn for the entire family and pours it in a great big Safeway grocery bag. That and a variety pack of off-brand soda will be our snack for the night. It's always BYOPC or bring your own popcorn for movie night with the Kellys. We start off watching a real family-friendly flick, such as a Disney classic or Pippi Longstocking or What's Up, Doc, something like that. But the night typically ends with an ultra-violent Charles Bronson flick, such as Death Wish, circa 1974, or something equally as horrifying, such as The Trial of Billy Jack, which does crash and burn as one of the 50 worst movies of all time. Bill, I really don't think the boys should be watching this. It's just too violent. I think we should get going. Jesus Christ, Norma. Don't you think I could watch a goddamn movie after working all week at the office? Dad is the designated parent who will escort us across the drive-in parking lot and into the restroom to pee. On the surface, and for what appears as obvious reasons, we all hightail it to the men's room. But at least one of us should be using the facilities where Mom pees. We part ways upon entering. Fellas, you do your thing over there. I'm going to do my thing over there. And Dad goes to the urinal. My brothers and I, ages 3, 5, 5, and 7, we can't reach the wall-mounted urinal. So the four of us, we pack into a single stall, crowd around the toilet. Hey, let's all pee together right at the same time. Want to? Okay. Look, our pee is crisscrossing. Woo, it's like a sword fight. Well, the 3-year-old really doesn't pee on cue, and none of us have really good aim after we start breaking out into gales of laughter because the guy in the stall next to us is taking a crap. Invariably, I get peed on because it is impossible to grow up in this family without the occasional unintentional golden shower. Leaving the men's room with Daddy Bear and the four of us cubs in tow, we pass by the elusive, magnificent Technicolor candy counter filled with Milk Duds, Junior Mints, Good and Plenty, and hot tamales. The candy, not the Mexican entree. All of the things that we don't get to have. Back in the car, the R-rated movie has started, the Charles Bronson flick. And the kiddies get heavy eyelids and drift off to sleep just after the rape scene.
Yay! Yay!
Woo! Woo-hoo!
Yay!
Brenna, you are my family now. We have fallen in love. We have raised our children, yours, mine. They're adults now, and we have each other. You are my family. I will protect you. Gregory is 6.5 feet tall, handsome, craggy features. He's been in the country 20 years, and he has the will to accomplish anything. And he's the manliest man to have ever fallen in love with me. The first time I visit his home in the Silicon Valley, he takes me and my German Shepherd Beau to the Home Depot, and he buys fencing material to build a dog run in his backyard. Oh my gosh. He's actively showing me his love and care. I mean, arrow through the heart. I am love struck. When we eat out in restaurants, please order for me, choose for me. I cannot choose. Really? Yes, I do not want to make the wrong choice and regret it. You choose for me. I will be happy. Okay, Gregory, I can do that for you, sweetheart. When I was born, my father was very sick, and well, my mother had to choose whether to care for me or to go with my father to San Paulo for treatment. So she gave me to the housekeeper and went with my father. I knew the housekeeper as my mama, and I loved her very much. When I was 3 years old, my parents came back and I was given back to them with no explanation. I wanted my mama. At night, I would crawl through my bedroom window and I would run through the jungle, crying out for my mama, mama. She was not there. Oh my gosh, I can feel the pain in his story. And Gregory, I too was given up for adoption at birth. I feel like I am going to love the hurt out of the both of us. Yeah, my first 3 children were born to 3 different women. I tell them I am not interested in getting married. Perhaps they thought they could trap me, but I am a man of my word, so I do not marry them. My first wife, a beautiful Brazilian girl, pure, mother of my son Gregory Jr. Yes, well, when I go to the United States, I divorce her, but then I miss her. So I go back to Brazil and I convince her to marry me for a second time. Yes, and we go, the 3 of us, to the United States, and we build a very successful commercial cleaning business. We make lots of money, and I fall in love with the client's wife, a crazy redhead, and we are very destructive together. I blow up my marriage, and it is not a good thing. You see, I have been a bad husband and a bad father and a bad son, but I want to do better. Gosh, I know what it is to want to do better. Maybe he's past that point in his life. Maybe I can trust that he'll love me. My youngest daughter has moved out, and I just didn't know that the empty nest was going to be so empty. Gregory represents a new life to me, and so I agree to leave my home in Huntington Beach, Southern California, and move in with him in the Silicon Valley in Northern California. And my parents had warned me, never shack up with a man. And for the first 51 years, I followed their advice. Yeah, so when I moved my last stick of furniture into Gregory's house, his energy shifted. You know what I like about you? You have such low self-esteem that you appreciate anything I do for you. Gregory, what are you talking about? That doesn't feel true at all. That is what I think. That's what you think? I don't know that you even know me. I start to feel like he's trying to groom me to accept his version of reality, which totally doesn't land with me. Bren, I must have sex every day. You must never deny me. Gregory, I have sex with you because I want to have sex with you, not because you demand it. And by the way, I can tell the difference when you're making love with me and when you're just running on porn fuel. There is room for everything every day. It is all on the menu. Gregory, it's all on your menu, not on mine. Ugh. Gregory, make no mistake. During the love bombing phase, we lose literal days in bed. I mean, we even break a bed. Whoop, whoop. He's my sexual equal, and that's rare. And yes, I appreciate it. But I don't have any desire to experience the carnal behavior of Carnival. I guess I'm just not quite Brazilian enough. And Yes, I have a voracious sexual appetite. And yes, our fabulous lovemaking does satisfy my skin hunger to feel loved. For me, it's personal. Hey, I hope you find someone good on there. What? I am fascinated with this dating app. It's fascinating. Look. Gregory, a picture of the two of us on a dating app? Creepy. No. It's a fascinating dating app. It is, yes, fascinating. Ew. On your profile photo on this dating app, a picture of the two of us, it just looks like we're looking for a third. I'm not looking for a third. Are you? No, not necessarily. Ew. Everything in me screams, do not go to Brazil with this man. The stakes are high. Gregory's trying to convince me to marry him on the sand at his family's beach villa on Tariabanga. We're supposed to go to Brazil and meet his wealthy family, and everything in me says, do not go. He's on a dating app. I wait till he's at a doctor's appointment and I get the hell out of Dodge. I purposely take the long drive home along the coast, and I get out and the Pacific Ocean is on my right and the ocean is glimmering, and I just feel how right it is to be heading back to Southern California. I decide to move to a canyon called Lytle Creek, and I have a purchase option on this adorable property, fully fenced with a creek that runs all year long on the back. And I think I will never see Gregory again. Lesson learned. And Gregory comes back from Brazil after a month and proclaims his love for me. And in a demonstration of love and dedication, he moves all of my things back to Southern California and asks that we go to counseling so that he can be the partner that I need and that we can spend the rest of our lives together. And we meet with my ninja therapist, Jack Felton. I love her, but when we are not together, we are not together. Jack, I love him. He drives me crazy. Well, what you need to remember, Brenna, is that you were given away at adoption. You were given away at birth, and this is a psychic wound that you carry. And you and Gregory, your abandonment issues, you were trauma bonded. You see, my darling, we are bonded. Jack further shares with me, you know, back in the day, I loved heroin. Doesn't mean it was good for me.
Yeah.
A light goes on over my head. I realized I love Gregory. I get it. Tons of red flags, but maybe our love for one another can somehow pull us through. 2 weeks later, Gregory pulls up to my home in the canyon. My darling, I have a surprise for you. Now cover your eyes. I want it to be a surprise. Come with me. All right, my eyes are closed. He leads me outside just beyond the electronic gate. Look, my darling, for you. There in the back of a moving truck are 3 alpacas. Public service announcement. Normal men do not give normal women livestock. I'm going to strongly suggest that you stick with the roses or the jewelry. Oh my gosh! And these 3 alpacas that have traveled 6 hours from the Bay Area to the San Bernardino Mountains stare out. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're so cute. And Gregory, in his typical overbearingness, proceeds to unload the befuddled beast from the back of the moving truck. I can't wait to get my hands on them, you know, just to soothe them and let them know that they're loved and that they're home. Hey, God. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Hi. Hello. I think that my neighbors are going to love my alpacas as much as I do. Oh, Frank, look, my alpacas. This is Rousseau, Voltaire, and Baptiste. Are they adorable? Oh, well, hell no, they're not adorable. Them beasts look like lamb chops to the mountain lions that are coming out of your property. What are you talking about, Frank? Why the hell do you think we bring our animals in at night? It's so that the mountain lions don't eat them. The 3 of them will protect each other. That's what they do in the wild. There's gonna be alpaca parts all over your yard. I don't know what the hell you were thinking. Whoa, Frank, whoa, you're like really bringing me down. What's gonna bring you down is when there's carnage in your front yard. And if the mountain lions don't get them, they're gonna poison our groundwater. Why the hell do you think we don't have livestock along the creek? Whoa, Frank, you have given me so much to think about. Thanks. I'm the kind of person that I don't doubt people when they tell me things. I don't get suspicious until there's a reason to be suspicious. I have the alpacas leash trained within 3 weeks. And right outside our slider is a 5-foot drop, unfinished deck. So what I do is I take alfalfa pellets and I spill them all along the threshold, and along comes Voltaire, Rousseau, and Baptiste nibbling on the alfalfa pellets. And then my dogs come from inside the house, and all of my animals are having an animal buffet. And they're becoming a family. And I gotta tell you, that's what makes my heart happy. I fall asleep at night to the sound of the alpacas nibbling on the side of the house. It's not curious, and you know, it's all very Hansel and Gretel. I go to sleep saying, please God, please don't let the mountain lions come and eat my alpacas. So the Christmas holidays are fast approaching, and I am determined to enjoy the holidays with my family. I'm not seeing a lot of Gregory. He's occupied with his tiny home manufacturing plant in the desert, and you know, all that attention that we were going to give our alpacas doesn't happen. But me and the animals are close, and on Christmas Eve we stage a Christmas parade, and I put on scarves on the alpacas and Christmas hats, and we lead them out beyond the electronic gate, and Gregory gets home just in time, and we take them through the neighborhood, and all the neighbors come out from far and wide and take pictures with the alpacas. Even Frank takes pictures with the lamb chops. And yeah, so that's our Christmas Eve. And, you know, it's a special Christmas. And Christmas morning, I have a small mountain of gifts for Gregory, and I need to like coach him. Sweetheart, I have these gifts for you, and I'm asking that you receive them with an open heart. Christmas is just another day. I am not comfortable with this. Sweetie, I got the gifts because I love you. Please just accept them. There are no gifts for me. Gregory opens the first gift, and it's an 11 by 14 portrait, a photograph of a picture I took of him in his warehouse astride his dirt bike. He looks at the picture admiringly. Hi, I am quite a man. Quite a man. Yes, Gregory, you're quite a man. I don't want to give up on us. I know what it is to feel like you're not loved and like you don't belong, and we're both abandoned children, but his disregard for me makes it really hard to continue to believe that we have a future. When he crawls in bed at night, it's a late January night, and he knows better than to reach for me. I was listening to an interview on NPR. The creator of The Sopranos was talking about Tony Soprano. Yes. Yes, Tony Soprano. And, you know, Tony was created with the idea that he was like a shark, always moving in the water, always searching for the fresh blood. Right, Gregory. I realize I am Tony Soprano. I am always searching. I am always moving. I am dead inside. I fall asleep holding myself. In the morning, Gregory is gone. There aren't any big scenes or any big fights. He simply tapes his house key on the French door. All of his belongings are gone, and I step outside in the mountain morning air. It's chilly. My dogs are frolicking all around me. The alpacas are nibbling on my neck, and I realize we've all moved on to our next adventure. I'll pack my bags.
Yay.
Thanks, everybody.
Yay. Yay. Thank you all very much for coming to the Marsh tonight, for joining us, and thank you to the performers for a great show tonight. Be sure and check out the website for all the other great shows here at the Marsh, and good night.
How do I describe my journey with
your mother, who takes care of you, who takes you to the doctor when you're sick. Your mother.
Good morning, New York. Buenos dias. It's me. What's up?
We went out for lunch at a sushi place where she tried sushi for the first time and she liked it.
I see that change can happen. I know things can shift and change for good.
I am dizzily dazzled with stars in my eyes.
Same level as I broke my neck. But he's not getting the same return of function I am.
And I don't want any of your smart aleck sex talk that I usually get when I get.
This is beyond the Marsh because what you're doing is planting beautiful seeds for artists to grow.